chess friends, it's me again. 1 year passed, now we came to the 2005. This is a very important year for me because at the beginning of the year I won a qualification tournament, and then I can join our national team play for the World Team Championship, which held in Israel that year, because that time the Chinese women's team is the only women's team whom can participate in men's tournament. Okay, so after this, I also won my first women tournament in China, which is the China Zone. Thanks for this chance, so next year I can participate World Championship. So this time I just want to share with you my experience in these two tournaments. Okay, so first let's see a position. In this game, my opponent is Wang Yu, who is also a very strong Chinese player at that time, and whom just got the Asian champion 1 year ago. So let's see the game. In this game, I was white, and the position obviously can see is played from Spanish variation, and now the position is more or less balanced. It's like a very, it's not an open position, and there's no weakness for both sides. And okay, so that's it. Now I think I made a very brave decision to open the position and try to complicate the game, which I played now is f4. Although right now I also consider it's a very good and worst playing choice, because if black just takes the sacrifice of the rook, then after rook a1 we see that the d6 weak pawn and the h6 weak pawn made black very uncomfortable, and the pair of knights on d7 and d8 is at least right now is out of the battle, and the black's three light pieces, 2 knights, bishop, and the queen is all join the battle and can attack the black's king. I think it's really enough, at least enough conversation for white to continue the game. I remembered after long thinking, my opponent decided to not take the rook sacrifice. Then the knight e5 is only move. But now after bishop takes, knight takes. Right now maybe I will choose bishop takes a knight, because now black has to take with bishop. If she takes with pawn, we see that the good knight with the bad bishop can offer white very comfortable and exist advantages. Okay, after bishop takes, maybe knight takes, d takes. Exchange one more pieces is not. I think it means nothing for white. So knight take e5 looks like a correct choice. D takes e5. Because now if black also use the bishop takes, maybe white can choose something like rook a d1. Instead of taking the bishop, give black a very fixed pawn structure. Use this structure, maybe later white can push d4 to gain some space advantage. Okay, so black choose pawn takes, bishop e3. We see this position, white's e3 bishop is much better than black's g7 bishop, and the h4 knight now is nothing to work with f5 square, but maybe can using f3, d2, c4 this way to join the game. So the evaluation of this position, I think is obvious better for white. Rook b5. So black also plays a very active, try to attack the only weakness of white in this position, a5 pawn. So I play what I just mentioned before. C5, Queen F2. Okay, after a series of normal moves, we see the position is very clear. All white pieces is placed better than white. The only problem is we need to find a plane to open the position and try to produce all the weakness of black's position. I think now both of the players is only 5 minutes left, so the accurate moves sometimes is not exist more. H5. Now it's another key position. And I think the plane I choose is very correct and decides the game, knight b6. It's the time to sacrifice a5 pawn and using the knight to d5 square, which is even more strong than c4 because it can attack the black's king side. And also because after taking a5, we see that a5 knight is out of the game and all white 4 pieces are in the right place for attacking. So I think sacrifice of the pawn is very, aggressive and correct. Queen d6, Queen f2. Now white has two aims. In the meantime, attacks c5 pawn, and also after knight b7, we have knight f6 check, king h8, g4. It's another good move because to break the pawn chain, the best way is to using your pawn to break opponents. Okay, 8. Really here is the position is hopeless for black and I cannot even find a very good suggestion. Rook a8 is just a kind of, that's a bad move because she also understands it's hopeless, it's just kind of to let the game longer. H5, Queen 6, Queen H4. It's just simply winning. Okay, G5 takes. Okay, it's really no use. The F6 knight is too strong to cut all the escaping way of black's king. So the rest of the game we can just ignore it. Okay, now we go into the 2006, my first experience of the World Championship, and at that time I entered the round 3. The first game my opponent is very strong and powerful, Nadija Kosintseva, and at that time she and her sister is already very famous, and then in second round my opponent is Natalia Rukova, also a very famous Ukrainian player. But after defeat her, the round 3, I lost to a Georgian experienced player, Nino Hoshidze, and I lost 0.2. But anyway, it's a very nice experience to play in a World Championship for me at that time at the age of 12. Okay, let's see another game. Okay, this game my opponent is Natalia Rukova, and we played with Bishop c4. This opening at that time is one of my main weapons. Okay, just joking. Actually, right now I also play this sometimes. Knight f6, d3, Bishop c5, knight c3, c6. This move is obviously black gonna play d5. But instead of this move, knight c6 is more often. c6. Now bishop g5. It's not like a normal move. Maybe the normal black can just try knight f3. Now it's d6. And the castle short is like a modern structure of this Italian structure. Okay, so bishop g5, h6, bishop h4, a6. Once bishop going to g5, you should pay attention to this g5 option, bishop g3, d6. You should consider that in this game, your g3 bishop gonna be blocked, or it really doesn't matter, because after this move, black's king side is more or less weak, but your bishop shouldn't. But your bishop, at least right now, is being cut. You should think how to let it work right later on in the game. Okay, but in this position, be honest, maybe white has something like h4. There's some dangers for black. d6, knight ge2. Yeah, this is another idea of why I didn't play knight f3 on move 5. Because here, white may prepare something like f4 later to go into the different structure. Knight bd7, castle short, knight f8. This is another idea to avoid the h4 to d8 this square, the dangers of this square. The privilege of this knight f8 is she doesn't need to play g5 to weaken the king side, and maybe after knight g6 she can also castle short. d4, take, king h1. It's a very normal move, try to avoid the a7 to g5 diagonal and may push the f-pawn later. f3. Very solid choice, you see. Bishop c7. To avoid some d5 threat, so I play bishop b3. a6, queen d2. It's very normal moves. Bishop b8. I think it's a bit dubious, but the position looks like already easy to play for white because e4 strong pawn over white, a very solid center. And the b3 bishop is much better than black's dark light squared bishop. And the black's hope is like to play sometimes knight hf4, queen g5 to using the dark squared to making some attack. Bishop b8 is the same idea. We see after queen c7, black wants to use this bishop, the queen, try to attack the h2 pawn, but only these two pieces are not easy to attack always. Bishop g1. So now black found that her plan is more or less incorrect, so she backs the knight to f6, but in the middle game to using the same pieces several times is kind of waste of time. Knight 5, d5, knight g3. Now we see white is hoping that the position could be open because all the active pieces would bring white more chances if the position is all opened. Take, knight g4, knight ce2. Now we can easily find that the f7 pawn is the black's weakness and the most dangerous point. But now also black gonna have this e5 very strong square for the knight, so white must use the time to act. We see here if bishop c5 immediately, black may have some moves like bishop h2. The position is very complicated, and during the game I'm not sure whether white can win it or not, so I chose another solid way, knight ce2, to keep the very longer advantage. b5. I think it's a mistake made under the time pressure, but really it's not easy to find a very powerful move for black. Maybe she can try something like bishop a7. But after exchange, with something like a4, very positional move, try to play a5 to using this weak dark square. Okay, but b5 is the last mistake, and after this, black is hopeless. Bishop c5, 97. There's a small tactic, bishop f7. Here we see black cannot take, because if take with rook f7, queen d8, losing the materials, king h7. With the pawn up and the active position, white is definitely winning here. So let's just have a look for the rest moves. Rook e8, queen d3, starting with e5, king h8, knight f4. Starting to take the e7 knight and check on g6, knight fg8 only move. Check, queen f7, losing the materials. Okay, so after one move, black is resigning, and thanks for this game, and I could enter into the next round. But unfortunately I didn't go even further. Okay, that's my experience between 2005 and 2006. Thanks for your watching. See you later.
Hi, this is Grandmaster Damian Lemos. First of all, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you would like to receive more free chess videos from us, you can just click the subscribe button below. I would also highly recommend signing up for my free mail course, the 10 Grandmaster Secrets to Dominate Chess. During this exclusive course from onlinechesslessons.net, I'll share with you my own Grandmaster shortcuts to effective attacking, defending, and growth hacks to improving your chess without complicated books or memorization. So sign up by clicking the sidebar on the right, and I know you won't be disappointed. Once more, this is Damian for onlinechesslessons.net, and I'll see you in my videos. Thank you.